lawmakers chanting death to America. That is clearly how they feel, or certainly the way that they are expressing themselves.
You will be the soldiers of World War III.
No, the hell we ain't. I promise you, you will see in record numbers the amount of people getting quote-unquote drafted, if it were a thing. Say no. You're going to have to build more prisons. You're going to have to build a lot more prisons. And I mean a lot more prisons. Ain't nobody going to be going nowhere fighting no pointless war. Send me to jail.
Are you ready to be drafted into the U.S. Selective Service? Well, guess what? Whether you are a man or a woman, they are now setting us up to be drafted and be part of the U.S. military. I want to break down what's going on, but what bill just passed in the House of Representatives and why this bill, for some, is somewhat concerning. Because this means now that every 18 to 24-year-old male will automatically be registered for selective service, but women could be next.
Wait, I have a serious question. If the United States drafts Americans, typically they would be drafting Gen Z, right? So who do they expect is going to fight this war for them? Because the majority of Gen Z doesn't support Israel. Like, that's kind of when you know you've reached the end of an empire, I guess you could say. I could almost guarantee that Gen Z would be fighting against Israel and the United States and helping out Palestine and Iran if they were drafted.
Who get drafted? Who? Me? Hell no. I'm not doing that shit. Is you fucking crazy? I don't give a rat's ass if I'm gonna be considered guilty of treason or if I'm thrown in jail. I'm not fighting no fucking war for the United States. Hell no. You'd have to draft, or if I'm thrown in jail, I'm not fighting no fucking war for the United States. I'm not fucking doing it. Not in this lifetime. Hell no. You'd have to drag me out of this bitch with me screaming, hollering, crying, throwing up, and I'm still not going. I would kill myself before I ever hop on a motherfucking military base for the United States, or just period in general. No disrespect to anybody who is in the military. I just know I'm not built for that shit.
Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give more praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Ra Kwakadash. Salutations to brothers, elders, apostles who labor in this truth for a very long time, bringing out the prophecies, what's going on here in this present time and what the scripture is saying. And to you sisters, keep reading your word and stay to yourself and stay quiet and off the radar. We just seen a video of people's opinion and how they feel towards the draft that's going on here in America to go fight in the war against Iran. But see people don't want to fight for America, man. I was just screen recording what the brother Aria was saying. So, and he was right. He brought out the lessons where you have people out here, they're crying, they're bitching, they don't want to take on the full-fledged of America, but you want to take on a full-fledged of everything that America pushes, which is witchcraft, ideologies, being a homosexual, being a lesbian. These are the things that you require. These are the things that you accept. But when it comes to war, you don't accept it. So that tells me that you're the most biggest hypocritical people on the planet. And I understand that you don't want to fight in this war. That's very true. You know what I'm saying? Because America is full of shit. And for everyone that loves this world, now you're going to start seeing people true colors of how they were just only using this world for this fun. But you can't love this world and love Yahweh. It doesn't work that way. You have to choose a side. The side of evil or the side of good. The left-hand side or the right-hand side. So which side you going to choose? A lot of these men that you've seen in these videos, they effeminate. You could tell the way they speak. They talk like women. They have the you know, that soft talk like a woman. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand that they're being distracted by all types of things. Y'all worrying about Diddy case, and you're worrying about what's this other show that people talking about, girls fighting on a show. I don't know the name of this show. Y'all worry about the NBA finals and all this bullshit and Knicks. All that shit is garbage. You're going to find out and realize that when the shit goes down, you're not going to be worrying about those fucking things. Okay, you have a president, right? Donald Trump, right? He is the devil. But he's an honest devil because he's telling you what he's doing, and we can't get too mad we can't get too mad on how he's doing it. It's worse when somebody's a sneaky devil, right? And they doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then saying that they're not doing it. All right? But the point I'm trying to make is these wars are coming up, and these wars are going to happen whether we like it or not. Okay? And let me read over in Revelation 11:14. The scripture says, the second woe is past, and behold, the woe, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. That third woe is the World War III. Okay, World War II has already passed already. All right, so when this World War III come out, it's going to be destruction, death. It's going to be all type of matters of things that the Lord is gonna do to this earth, man. America, you're going to die and you're going to suffer because you did so much hell, man. You done took so much lives, you done murdered, you done stole, you done killed, you done manipulated, you done conjure up spirits, you done did everything under the sun. And America gotta go. And at one point in time, people was afraid of America. But nobody's not afraid of America anymore. America, you have lied so much that you have became your worst own enemy. If it was up to you, you would love to destroy yourself and try to bring yourself back and do it again. This is how much of a devil you are, okay? Because you believe in delusion, you believe in setting off and triggering people, man. You know what I'm saying? And the people that rule America, they said the wicked ruled this world, man. Job 9:24. Okay? Let's get that real quick. Job 9:24, and the scripture says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? So this so-called Edomite and this so-called elites and the Jesuits are not the face behind it, then who is it? Okay? Because they work for the left-hand side. They work for Satan, man. And guess what Satan worked for? For the Lord. So this is still all done by the Lord, man. Because he had to show the world that who he is. He is the ultimate power. He is the ultimate power, man. The Lord do all these things, man. Okay? Does this make the Lord evil? No. This make the Lord righteous and fair. So all these things are going to come upon this earth, man, because a lot of people don't believe that there's wicked entities that's moving and working and shaking out here, man. All right? Let's get a couple more highlights. Let me go to let's go to Joel. Let's go to Joel 3:2. And scripture reads, scripture says this: I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and part of my land. So the Lord is going to bring us there for. It's gonna be a judgment, man. The Lord's gonna judge this place, man. He is going to judge this place. All right. Let me drop down. Let me drop down to to 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So it's going to be a time where it's going to be war, man. War is going to happen. And women that see war, they can't stand it. They scream, they yell, they cry, they suffer, they beg and plead. They don't want war. But I don't understand. How can women don't want war? And if you love drama, drama is a part of your vernacular, of your whole being. You love drama and war. You know what I'm saying? So when war come, don't scream and yell. Accept the war. Accept the fate. Accept what comes, because you don't really want to accept it. You want to do shit, but you don't want to accept it, because guess what? Guess what's going to happen? That means that you're going to lose your PA, your public assistance, your welfare, your EBT, okay, your Section 8, okay? All these things that the so-called white men provide for you, you're going to lose it in the time of this matter. And then when he pushes the MOTB, you're gonna think that you're gonna be delivered and saved again, but that's only for your destruction, because it's a setup and a snare and a trap. Because you women and you men do not read the scripture. You don't understand what is coming to America near you. You know how they say in the movie theaters coming to a hood near you, or movie theaters near you, is coming to you, because you do not require a change. All right. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So they gathering up. They getting ready to do these things, man. All right. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourself together round about. Thy that cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So these things are going to happen. Verse 12. Let the heathen be weakened. Let the heathen, the Gentiles be weakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So the Lord's going to judge these heathens, man, for everything they have done to this planet and to the children of Israel, who is God's portion. All right. Let's go to Joel 2:27. And scripture says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed. So we will never be ashamed of the Lord and his power, because he has delivered us from this chaos, man. Okay. Now let's go down to let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. Okay. And that's what's going to happen as time goes on. Battles and wars, and that's what Yahweh said in Matthew the 24th chapter. All these things are going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to come true, man. You see in the midst of your eyes, man. These are the signs and the warnings that the Lord said to look out for. All right, a sound of battle is in the land, and a great of destruction. America is going to be destroyed, man. When them thermal nuclear nuclear intercontinental ballistic missile come and destroy this place with fervent heat, man. Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? That hammer is talking about America. Okay. All right. You're going to fall and you're going to break and crash. Okay. Because you're no fucking good. How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? Because you have overstepped your bounds. You have overtook what you shouldn't have overtook. You know, it's prophecy that you will be greedy and you will do so much damage that there's no point of return. You're going to lose the war. Because America, you think that you can't be touched. And the Lord is going to judge this place severely, man. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. See? Because you went against the grain. You don't disrespect what the Lord has created for his purpose. That's why the Lord said he will have you get caught in your own traps and snares and get caught by theirs. All right? So the Lord said, I'm going to sit, I'm going to lay down this shit, and you're going to fall into it, man. And there's nothing else that you can do. And nobody can take you or save you, man. Okay? Verse 25. The Lord have opened his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. What is that indignation? His fire, man. The missiles, man. That's his indignation. He gonna put his spirit in that, and that shit gonna come. It's gonna destroy America, man, which is Babylon the Great. Babylon the hate. Okay? For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So the modern Chaldeans today are the Edomites. Okay? So this was talking about primarily the Chaldeans at that time that was ruling. Now this is referring to also as today, which is who ruling this world? The so-called white man, the Edomites. So he is going to be destroyed. And anyone that suffer with him or join his side, you're going to perish too. All right. Now let's get another highlight. I'm going to close this out. Isaiah 19:16, and it says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women." So what does that mean? Egypt should be like unto women, meaning that men of today are gonna be like women, man, because they're gonna be scared and afraid, and they're gonna go to war, and they're gonna cry and yell and scream, man. You know what I'm saying? Just like how women do when they see war come, women scream and yell and run and cry. They talk about they don't like toxic or drama, but they're the first one to stir it up or do something to a person to make them get that way, and then play victim or like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, or I don't know nothing about it, right? And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts. You're gonna be afraid because when you see the angels and Yahweh shall come with them chariots and come with the blast beam this whole fucking place with fire. There's nothing you could do. There's nothing you're going to do. You're going to have no choice but to fight because you're scared. When someone is scared and you put someone in the corner, what they do? They fight. You get a squirrel and put them in a corner, or a raccoon in the corner, and they're so terrified they can't go nowhere. What they're going to do? They're going to fight you off because they don't want to die. Right? Okay, cool. Which he shaketh over it. So the Lord is going to do these things, man. And it's going to, and watch this. And it's going back to this right here. Isaiah 4:1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by that name to take away our reproach. Because their husbands or their men or boyfriends, whatever, going to join these wars, and they're going to get killed in these wars. And you're going to have no men that you're going to cleave on to, because most of the other men are locked up in jail and dying and killing each other. And then you got the other percentage of the world, men are faggots, okay, and effeminate. So what you going to do? You're going to try to run to the men of the Lord? You ain't going to come over here because we ain't going to want you, okay? Because you should have fucking listened when we were telling you before this shit was going down. The Lord's going to take away his prophets, where you're going to look and search high and low to find a prophet, and they know it's going to be found. All right? Let's get Isaiah 3:25. No, not that. I don't want that. Oh, you know what? Let me go to 2nd Ezra's. 2nd Ezra's, chapter 16, verse 33. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so it says the virgin shall mourn, meaning the virgin shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughter shall mourn having no helpers. See? So this is what I was just saying. You women you're gonna cleave unto these men in the last days, which is the prophets and the elect men, and you're gonna look for some kind of help. Because you want your suffering to be taken away from you. But all that shit that you was talking and doing and popping shit and doing this and doing all this stuff that doesn't make any sense, you're going to look for a way out. And the same people that you thought that was gonna deliver you and you had children by, you got to go back and look for those dudes, man. A lot of them niggas, man, they even get a chance to be the elect. You know what's gonna probably happen to them? You know what's gonna probably happen to them? They're gonna probably be put to death. The Lord willing, if the Lord put it in their mind to wake up. Verse 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So this is why the women is going to cleave on to a man. That's why it says 7 women are going to cleave on to a man. IUIC talking about, oh, that's only going in the kingdom. What the fuck is they talking about? They don't understand what that means. They only saying that because the doctrine that they was pushing in their congregation is suitable so that the women can come in because the women have the money. The women have the money. Most of the men in there do not have money. Women have money because the society caters to women. So listen, man, that's why they doing that. But real men here, real men that understand the truth, and real men at GMS understand this truth, they're not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to tell the scriptures as is, whether you like it or not. Okay? Verse 35. It said, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. So us, as a prophet of the Lord, he wants to hear these things and understand it now. Okay? Verse 36, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake, okay? Don't believe in these other false gods and false ideology and false way of thinking. Verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So what plagues is he talking about? He's not just talking about the plague only just to get sick, but a plague of death, a plague of famine, man. A famine in the word, a famine in of you not having food. Okay, which is going to lead to death. Okay, so these things must happen and must come to pass, and we're seeing prophecy being fulfilled in the midst of our eyes, man. And prophecy comes down the line. It's a beautiful time to be alive to see this, because now the Lord is showing His prophets in this time, in this captivity, what the hell is going on, man. So the Lord will not slack His promise. He will keep His promise to the judgment to those that's wicked and evil and want to keep doing wicked things, man. How can Yahweh bless you and if you're living in a life of wickedness, man? All right. So with that being said, I hope the video was edifying. Just know that the reason why these wars are happening because it's prophecy, it's prophetic, and it got to take place. So there's no way in hell you're going to get away from this, man. Okay? So however you want to eat it, slice it, or dice it, this is what it is. All right? So with that being said, I hope the video is edifying. Shalom.